Here we are at Camp Chillama. We're going to tour Camp Chillama's highly rated composting toilet facility today. Let's see what we have going on in here. Oh!
Hi, hip campers. My name's Ignatius Patrick Freely, or IP Freely, and I'll be giving a full tour of this facility in 2 to 3 minutes. I'll see you then.
Fantastic.
Hi everyone, IP Freely again, much relieved and 2 pounds lighter. Now, I'm going to give you a tour of this composting toilet. The first thing you'll notice that we took a regular household toilet seat, which makes people feel comfortable. It's also pretty comfortable. And we've got this bench that basically there's no mechanical parts to it. There's no hinges or anything. You just simply lift it up. And now I'm going to show you the tub that we use. Well, wait, there's one more thing I want to show you. So we have a urine diverter. So in the hole, in the floor down there, we have a hole cut out for this tube that you are soon to see, which will fit through there. So the urine goes through that hole, and then all the poop, in theory, goes in this bucket over here. And I feel like we can probably get about 50 poops in it before we need to change it. I don't like to try to test that model out for obvious reasons. So here's the tub. You can buy this at like a Lowe's, a Home Depot, like any place really. And this is the urine diverter. I would recommend a plastic funnel. As you can see, this cheap metal funnel has corroded all up or rusted all up. This is a kitchen strainer for your kitchen sink. It's stainless steel, so it is it's resisting all the rust. So I would recommend something like this, but not this. And then you can see over here, we just used a, what are these things called?
It's vinyl tubing.
Well, no, this right here.
Oh, that's a hose clamp.
Yeah, this hose clamp to clamp it to this vinyl tubing, which comes out through here. This is for the urine diverter. And then this is PVC, what is it?
It's vinyl tubing.
Vinyl tubing, okay.
It's about 1/2 inch. And then we've waterproofed the hole here with geocell.
Right, and then we also have this up top holding onto
That's a stainless steel zip tie. Fancy equipment.
Yeah, and you can pierce this with like a drill, like a drill bit. So this is what I typically do. Now I basically just dug a shallow grave for this because we're composting all this on the property. So there's a section of the property where I dig a shallow grave, I put it in there, and I basically bury it. And what it mostly is poop, sawdust, and a little toilet paper. Usually when I start this out, this is just for really, part of it is aesthetic, part of it is so nothing sticks to the bottom. So I usually prime it with a little bit of sawdust. I got the sawdust from a raw furniture maker, and this is, sometimes you can see the like little bits of wood and stuff in here. And basically this is untreated wood, so there's no chemicals or anything like that in there. And it came straight out of the factory. It's actually kind of like doing them a service because they have to pay to get rid of this stuff. And the strainer is so when they put the wood chips or the sawdust in here, that this doesn't get clogged up. So now I'm gonna put this thing under the throne. The only tricky part is you got to make sure that this tubing actually goes through the hole, which I showed you earlier. Also, I'm doing it the wrong way. So let's switch that around. And just make sure that tubing goes through that hole. And basically, the urine just ends up down here, which hasn't been a problem in, I don't know, 4 months of campers.
So the urine is absorbed by the soil directly beneath the outhouse.
That is correct. And you want to kind of position this, this is an estimate. I do not know exactly where people will be peeing, but you want to kind of position this so it's easy to hit the pee mark. Quite a few people actually miss it. I suspect a lot of them are drunk. But so far there's no poop that has hit this funnel, so that's good. And the
reason we're diverting urine is to decrease odor.
Right. And the sawdust helps a lot with that too. What I've noticed is like some campers are pretty good at splitting stuff up. I have this sign to try to make it clear where the pee goes in the funnel and the poop goes in the back. But again, I think when people are drunk or they don't read or don't give a fuck. Can I say that on your channel?
Sure.
Don't give a fuck. You get some pee in here, and because sawdust is very absorbent, it keeps the smell down.
Can you show us any other unique features on the construction of this thing?
Yeah, I mean, so I got this. I wish I could give the guy credit for this, but I found this in a YouTube video. The idea was just to put this translucent roofing on. And so, it kind of sucks to be in a new small spot pooping. And because of this type of roofing, you get a lot of natural light in here. You could easily read here during the day, and probably even in the early morning and like the dusk. Is that the part at the end of the day?
I think you're right.
Yeah, and let's see, what other...
Well, we kind of figured this would be a good place to store firewood for the fire ring.
Yeah, so we had this decision to make about like offsetting this door. Should we put the door straight up in the middle, or should we offset it? And we decided to offset it, and it worked out really well because this firewood length, which is maybe like 14 inches, this is a good length for like a wood burning stove. And I have a lot of this stuff cut up. It can go right off to the side, and you can actually get this stuff stacked really high. So I can get days and days worth of firewood right here. I guess
we got a magnetic lock set up, which is pretty easy too.
Yeah, so right here there are some magnets, and over here is the ferric, the metal, the iron containing pieces. And then we just...
And for those of us that are really shy using an outdoor outhouse, there is a lock feature here.
There's a lock
Very
feature.
sophisticated locking mechanism.
Right, and let's see, what else can I say about? Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. So then we've got these two buckets, and one of them contains a whole bunch of toilet paper.
Important.
And then because of like COVID, we've got this, which hardly anybody uses, strangely enough. This is like a 2x4 construction. This is pressure treated 2x6 for the platform, and then we've got 3/4 inch plywood here,
and we're on top of 4 concrete pillars.
Right. So we took these I don't know what they're called, but we leveled them off, and then we put the platform on. And these are actually attached by, these come with these kind of like metal straps, so you can attach it. So it's not just sitting on here, it's actually attached with these metal straps. I should say
And how much did this cost?
It was fucking goddamn expensive. So I thought it was going to be much cheaper, so I didn't actually ask the people at the local lumber place, whose name I'm not going to mention. But this was actually about $550. So I mean, when you factor in the materials and like, I think we already had the hinges.
Yep.
So it was about $550, and then you'd have to factor in the labor, which if you want to.
It took us about 16 hours to build this, but we're not really skilled.
We're not skilled
construction dudes.
But if you factor it in as like $15 an hour for unskilled labor.
This is a high-end outhouse.
It's a high-end outhouse.
All right. Thank you, Mr. IP Freely. Any other comments?
No.
Come out to Camp Chillama.
Come on out to Camp Chillama.